This is a reading for you. It is not attached to a zodiac sign nor a timeline. The intention is if you come across this reading, it should benefit you in some way. That being said, let's get started. I've pulled some cards for you here, and this is a very refreshing energy in a lot of ways. You could be seeing some complications in your life, but what I like about it is we start off with the Ace of Cups. So this is a very fresh perspective on your part. I feel like there's a sense of reassurance in yourself, confidence in yourself, inspiration in yourself, fulfillment with yourself. And the beautiful thing about that in this reading in particular is it allows you to assess things properly. Because it seems like, okay, for one, I feel like there could be maybe a significant person in your life or who is sort of contemplating how to move forward in some way or how to develop or something like that. But also, I feel like you're assessing your passions. You're assessing what is fulfilling for you, what is rewarding for you, in the sense of not like what you feel like you have to do, but in the sense of what you sincerely want. Because I feel like everything that you're doing, that you're assured of, is probably starting to flourish, to be honest. And so right now, there's a real sense of feeling empowered, and so you can properly adjust whatever does need adjustment. Now, above you, you have the Hierophant. This can represent an institution that you're involved with. It can represent a marriage. It can represent a dedicated path. It can represent even like your authority in things or your position in things. And I almost feel like you're assessing maybe a person. They could be younger, or you have a person on your mind, or you're becoming very disciplined in what you're doing and how you're moving, and you could be racing towards this Hierophant, especially if maybe you're trying to develop platforms or trying to refine yourself in certain subjects or trying to evolve in certain subjects. That could be very much the case. Even evolving from this sort of Knight of Wands into the Emperor. It could be a process of maturity. It could be a process of development. But I do feel like you're also assessing your relationships, you're assessing your passions, you're assessing how you do things, and maybe even really stepping up to the plate in certain areas of your life. Because again, like, behind you, we have the Ten of Cups. So in a lot of ways, your foundations are already strong. You're already sort of set up in a very good way. You've probably even accomplished some things in your life to where you can feel sturdy or grounded. And I feel like you're starting to realize that, and that's why we have this Ace of Cups representing you, because it almost feels like a fresh start, but with something backing you. Ten of Pentacles. I mean, this is foundations laid. This is something, having been created and established. You may even have people discussing you in some way, or I don't know what that's about. I don't think it's in a negative way. It's almost just sort of observing you, and you maybe have, I don't know, your pets may be relevant in some way. I don't know why that's coming through. And I also feel like there's something that you need to sort of like get going on, maybe this week in particular, because I kind of feel like you're rushing towards a passion or a goal. Ooh, my ear is ringing. So if that is the case, definitely pay attention to that, because I feel like that brings a lot of good things for you in the future. It could be a partnership. It could be something that is really essential to your development, and it may even be more essential or more profitable or bountiful than you would actually picture. It could be someone who can maybe even sort of like change your whole situation. So definitely pay attention to that, especially if you have deadlines approaching or anything like that. In your perspective, you can see this all working out. I mean, there's a sense of relief, a sense of refreshment, a sense of knowing that you're getting where you need to be. There's a sense of progress. There's a sense of, you know, a peaceful calm after the storm, so to speak. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like you can see how things are starting to progress. Now, again, this could be in your personal life, or this could be in maybe this goal you're working towards, or this partnership thing, because there's someone maybe assessing things. They definitely have their best interest in mind. I don't, you know, usually this card sort of has a harsh energy to it. I don't necessarily see it as harsh. I just see it as someone, you know, either protecting their investment or protecting, or, you know, trying to get ahead in some way. But there does seem to be a sense of faith in this, as well as contemplation or meditation on the journey ahead. So again, especially if you feel like you're being reviewed or assessed in some way, that is very much relevant. Now, see, the thing is, you know, you're almost waiting for things to move forward, and they do. And I'll tell you, in your work life, it looks very good too. You may pick up a lot more work. Things may become a lot more active for you. You may get a lot more busy. I get the impression that it's going to happen fast too. So it's like, you know, stepping into this refinement of the emperor that we were talking about, stepping into this like go mode is crucial for you right now. So make sure that you're getting everything done. Make sure that you're wide awake and paying attention. Make sure you're not putting things off or anything like that. This is, you know, that confidence, that reassurance that you're feeling, really allow yourself to run with that. Particularly this week. I don't even usually get timelines. And there is no timeline on this reading, so from whatever point you may see this, even if it's like a year later, the message is for you right now, right? So the week of that you're seeing this, pay attention. Again, ahead of you, we get the Six of Pentacles. Okay. Really pay attention to specific things, okay? Do not drag your feet, okay? So, you know, it's advising to, you know, go ahead and take a leap. Go ahead and, even if it's sort of unfamiliar territory, move into this refinement, move into getting things just right, move into paying attention to what needs to be paid attention to. It's like giving yourself justice and showing up in a just way. Have integrity in what you do right now. Don't get caught up in it's not the time for distractions, okay? Especially because it seems like you might have some things on your mind where you're sort of debating or needing to make choices on, or you may even have like relationship stuff, or, you know, a lot to manage. That's fine. You know, you may have to manage it, but you really need to make sure that you're putting in the effort to getting to where you need to go and getting everything done on time and right. Because I feel like, you know, behind you, there's this sort of intuitive element, right? That this is on its way, or this is in the works, or you knew that there was importance to these things. And, you know, you can't quite see everything right now. And, you know, there is sort of this like intuitive navigation, but again, in the outcome, we get back to this Six of Pentacles. I think that, you know, you may see very significant changes in your income for the better. Or development in that way, or like you may be able to assist others in a lot of ways. And don't, you know, so if you're the kind of person to sort of like move slowly or overspend or anything like that, or, you know, also you may need to set boundaries, because especially if you have people who sort of like lure you into vice or procrastination, it's almost saying to sort of defend from that, because this is what that sort of brings along. And I mean, that card speaks very much for itself, right? And a lot of this could come down to that assessment too of like what you involve yourself with. This is going to bring you relief. This is going to bring like a moment of peace. Something you're doing in your work, okay? Look, I don't know what that is, but I feel very strongly about it. Pay attention to that, because it's going to affect you for the better. Do not put this off. Do not squander an opportunity. Like, get it rolling, okay? It could even bring in a whole new world of things. And, you know, but it's almost it's completely up to your actions, especially if you're being like assessed in some way, okay? What you need to be aware of moving forward that maybe you're not aware of, it's actually pretty simple. For one, there's probably information being held back, right? Again, that's not in a bad way, okay? It's sort of in a way of like, you know, maybe not everything is revealed to you and what's possible with certain opportunities or with things like that. And, you know, I also kind of feel like, especially if someone, I don't know if you have someone, because again, there's sort of this like assessing relationships. If you got someone, you know, I kind of feel like you might have a closet hater here in some ways. Like someone who acts like they're happy for you, but you know they're not. Like someone who's like sort of bitter. Like your success brings them more bitterness. And, you know, the thing is like, it's kind of that evil eye energy, right? Like, because like jealousy and envy and like energy like that, more often than not, it comes from the people in your life. It comes from your closest circle. So if you have someone like that, I would see it for what it is, because, I mean, it's not that it causes you problems, but it's like, why do you want to spend time with someone like that? You know, or because it also suggests many things when there is that. That means that, for one, you may not be on equal like playing ground, or like you may be just like a very different kind of person or position, because usually that entails like also like someone who is willing to put in the efforts and then someone who isn't, or someone who feels entitled, or someone who maybe really kind of just seeks to use you, or you know, it can imply a lot of different things. So I guess I would say just pay attention to that, because especially if it's already an issue, it's definitely going to be an issue when you sort of progress forward. Especially if you intuitively feel like you need to move away from someone like that or a situation like that, I would definitely pay attention to the gut feeling. Time to shine creates energetic resonance for golden opportunities. Air. Work with the element of air to cut to the core of a situation and see the truth. Safe and happy travel, protection from harm when journeying, successful career, happy working environment, pay raises and promotions, and the power to create serendipitous and lucky events. So especially if someone has the potential to hold you back, or you have the potential to hold yourself back, because I kind of get the impression that you're sort of like, you know, becoming aware of some of your shortcomings or some of the things that you could do better, or, you know, you really kind of geared yourself up and realized your own value, your own potential. And that is going to bring a lot of big changes. So anything that sort of like stands in your way or inhibits you from doing that, whether it's now or later, it's going to have to go. So you may as well start assessing the truth of certain matters to get through it. So if this reading resonated, please do feel free to like and subscribe. I'm going to take it further for the extended version on my Patreon. So if you want to access that as well as other exclusive readings and content, my Patreon is available in the description below. It's the first link, and that greatly supports the channel and it greatly supports me as an artist. You know, I do readings and illustrations and artwork full time. Like, this is what I do. So I always like to put that out there. Also, I do have personal readings available. You can access through those through the shop on my website, which is also in the description below. Yeah, again, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that stuff. And I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a great day.